Hey, what's up everybody? This is Zanny Cakes, and today I'm doing a video on Project Diablo 2. So as you can see here, I've got the Project Diablo 2 website up. I'm going to go over the information that's available now. At this time, the time of this recording, we've got about 2.5 weeks until the Project Diablo 2 goes live. So there's not tons and tons of information available, but I will go over what they have. And yeah, I'll give you my thoughts and ideas on it. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are planning on playing Project Diablo 2. And with that, we'll get into it. So this is the website. As you can see, the release date says 10/2, but it doesn't actually happen until November 6th. So that's about 2.5 weeks from now. There will be a open beta on the 1st of November through the 3rd. And we've got updates every ladder, server resets every 4 months. That is, I think, really good. I think 4 months is a good time for a ladder season, especially with endgame things like maps and other stuff that we'll see later on in the video. It's entirely possible to hit level 99 in that time. So I think that's a good length of time for the seasons. So we've got a Meteor rework and a Twister rework. That both seem pretty cool. It looks like Meteor falls faster, less cooldown. That might be pretty good. Twisters seem like they shoot more of them and they travel faster, so that's pretty cool. A little bit better AoE. We got updated uniques made viable. There is a unofficial wiki. It's affiliated with Project Diablo 2. However, it's I talked to Senpai on Reddit, and it's unofficial. They're working on the official one up here. As you can see, the link to it is grayed out. You can't click on it. But if you go to the Project Diablo 2 Reddit, you can find a link to the unofficial wiki there. So there's a lot of updated unique items, rune word balancing, stuff like that. Some skill reworks, power strike rework. That looks pretty cool. I don't know how viable it will be end game. And the golem thing looks really awesome to me. I think the golem builds will be pretty cool, and I'm definitely going to try one out myself. New skill, Ice Barrage. I think this is something going to be kind of similar to Frozen Pulse, but not as good. And then the Holy Nova from the Paladin. That one looks amazing. If it depends really on, I don't know if there's a cooldown on it or not. And then it depends on how the damage actually scales. It looks like they're in Act 1 normal here, so it doesn't have to do a whole lot of damage to actually kill stuff there. Massive item rebalances. Again, we'll go over the items in the wiki. Rebalanced leveling stats. They changed a lot of the lower end sets to be a little bit better. Endgame map system. If you play Path of Diablo, you'll be familiar with maps. It looks like this is a similar concept. I did not see any sort of map mods on the Relic, so it'll probably be like Path of Diablo, patch 18 or earlier. But either way, that's pretty cool. I really like the map system in Path of Diablo. I'm interested to see how it goes in Project Diablo 2. And then this thing is brand new to Project Diablo 2, sorry. It's kind of looks like more of like a dungeon run from World of Warcraft, where you're basically fighting elite monsters with huge hit point pools, and it takes a group of people to actually do it. So I'm really interested to see how those work out. Game lobby filter. You can actually search keywords to find games. So if you're looking for Bale runs, you can type Bale in and it will only show you games with Bale in the name. I think that is excellent. Competitive leaderboards, I could really care less about those, to be honest with you. I will never be on any of them. I'm not that much of a hardcore person to where I'm going to try and hit level 99. So I think it's cool for the people that do actually play and, try to be on the leaderboards. All the power to you. Me personally, couldn't care less. Quality of life changes. You got your advanced stat sheet, which is really cool. They have that in Path of Diablo. I really enjoy that feature. You can see you have the charm section like Path of Diablo, and then the item or the loot filter actually showing up on your mini map, I think is absolutely excellent. That way, if you get a Zonda drop off screen or whatever, then it's actually going to show up so you won't miss those loot drops. That's something that I'm always paranoid about, that, that jaw rune dropped just off the screen and I missed it and, never get it back. So I really like that there's in chat drop notifications. Transfer keybinds, they have these in Path of Diablo. However, there is an additional one where you can put things into an open cube. I'm really excited about that. They have basically the corrupt system, just like slamming items in Path of Diablo. They have the same kind of system in Project Diablo 2 and PvP support. This part I am extremely excited about. One of my favorite things in Diablo 2 has always been PvP. I was extremely active with, if any of you remember the D2 Gimme Item duels, I have always been a huge fan of PvP. I'm excited to see how this works. I would imagine the first few seasons it's probably not going to be very balanced, but either way, I'm really excited to see how it works out. So here's the wiki. Like I said, it's not complete, and this is unofficial. They're working on the official one right now, but this is the link that you can get to from the Project Diablo 2 Reddit. And there's some stuff in here that we already covered. Release date. It's going to be a free mod, just like Path of Diablo. Has the same resolution. They're going to have a trade site and all that. And, they will actually have PvP. This is a big, huge paragraph about the drop chances. In Path of Diablo, everything has no drop equals 0 chance, meaning everything drops something. In here, it will be more along the lines of a player's 5 drop rate. And so it's not going to be as good as in Path of Diablo. However, when more people join the game, it will actually go up to what is similar to a player's 9 drop rate. Again, player's drop equals 0. Path of Diablo is actually better, but this one will. So if you're a solo player, you like to play by yourself, it will be better than vanilla Diablo 2, but less than Path of Diablo. But it actually does go up. Your drop rates do go up with party play, so I really like that it incentivizes party play. So, Sorcerer's cold skills. The only thing they got in here is Blizzard has a 1-second cooldown and increased density. So, Blizzard will be significantly better than it is on vanilla. Chilling armor. Casts a Blizzard Spike when hit by melee. Chills attacker. Frozen Orb has a 1/2-second cooldown. Ice Barrage. I think that was the multi-frostbolt looking thing. Fire spells. Combustion. Shoots a ring of fireballs around your character. I would imagine that's kind of similar to what Diablo does in the Chaos Sanctuary. Greater Hydra shoots fireballs instead of firebolt. That would be like the Hydra from Path of Diablo. Lesser Hydra that is the one that shoots a firebolt like vanilla. And Meteor, the delay has been reduced, cooldown reduced, synergies are changed, and to become a 100-point build, duration of fire damage per second AoE has been reduced, but damage increased, and part of the Meteor impact damage has been changed to physical. So that's cool that you can go pure Meteor build, and you don't have to worry about fire immunes. Static, reduce lightning resistance of enemies temporarily and can break immunities. I think that is awesome. That means that you can play a lightning sorceress and not have to have infinity to actually be good. You can use static field to break immunities. I think that's really a good idea. Teleport change to reduce player damage by a percentage for 1.5 seconds after you teleport. And by Senpai, he posted that teleport causes you to gain a 1-second debuff that applies 50% reduced damage. So at 105 faster cast rate, it would be your first 2 casts. So meaning that you do half damage for the first second after you teleport. Teleport's 50% damage reduction penalty can be reduced by 1% per hard point invested, so you can get it down to 30%. And the last change is they're using lightning faster cast rate frames to slow it down instead of regular, but it's the most experimental change at the moment. It's 50-50 whether it stays or not. I seriously hope that they do not keep that. To give you an idea, the lightning frames, that would be, you would need 117% faster cast rate to cast at 12 frames, which would be 9% faster cast rate right now. So if you have a single 10% faster cast rate ring on your sorceress, teleport around, that's how fast it would be. I really hope they don't keep that part. I think those two things in tandem would absolutely destroy teleport, and then nobody would play a sorceress as opposed to everybody playing a sorceress, so I guess we'll see there. Javelin and spear skills, and okay, there not really much going on here. We saw the Power Strike little video on the front page. I don't know why you would have Pierce, and well, I guess Pierce for Javelin skills would be good. I don't know if it's going to be the passive like you in the passive magic tree or not. Slow missiles replaced by slow movement. Slow movement, reduced movement speed, and missiles of monsters. Monster attack speed is ineffective. So I guess that would be good against ranged things. I don't know if it would act like Time Warp on Diablo 3. Valkyrie, you can summon multiple Valkyries with skill points, can now inspect Valkyries, and Valkyrie cast reworked Power Strike. We got Pierce here as well. Evade has been reworked to have passive run speed, so that's pretty awesome. Dodge gives you faster hit recovery, and Avoid is now part of something, so not sure what it's part of. Looking at Druid, elemental skills, Arctic Blast. The AoE has been increased and travel speed increased as well. Armageddon, less AoE, but more concentrated to character location. Gust, teleport to a location and mini stun for 0.2 seconds, scales down to half a second. I would imagine that would be very similar to Flame Dash. Molten Boulder scales its movement speed with skill points and remove the cooldown. There might be some interesting builds with Molten Boulder. Tornado, fix the hitboxes of Tornado. I would imagine that makes it more reliable to hit. It's not going to bob and weave around the things that are right in front of you like it does in vanilla. Twister moves faster, then slows down, does not stun anymore, and you gain more of them with added skill points. We saw that on the main page as well. I think that that is a going to be interesting and might be make for a pretty solid build. Shape-shifting skills, we got nothing. Summoning skills, Grizzly Bears and Ravens has a large AoE cleave, and Ravens have a small splash as well as Ravens. Both Wolves and Grizzly now synergize for a full summon experience. I think that that will make very strong summon builds. It sounds to me like it will be similar to the Path of Diablo's Summoner Druid build. However, your bears will do cleave damage, which would make that build actually really, really good. Assassin, nothing in the martial arts tree. Shadow disciplines, nothing. Traps, Lightning Sentry reworked into Chain Lightning Sentry. I think that that will actually be pretty cool and help with AoE on the Lightning Sentry. I'm interested to see builds focused around that. Barbarian. Okay. So we got Throwing Mastery. Apparently Battle Cry is now in Combat Masteries as opposed to a War Cry. Iron Skin. Instead of giving you added armor, it gives you physical damage reduction. That's pretty cool. Polearm and Spear Masteries rolled into one. Grim Ward is used on the corpse of a slain monster to create a totem that increases damage and attack rating for you and your party. I think that's pretty cool. Combat Reflexes increases stamina, hit recovery, and life. Increase max HP for every base level. General Mastery is swords, axes, and maces. So that's pretty cool that they just put them all into one. Battle Command, increase all current skill levels for you and your party. Additional skill levels at 15, 30, and 45. So if you're, I don't know if that's going to be in the Warcry skill tree or not, but if you're making a Warcry barb, you can actually, looks like you can get +4 from skills from your Battle Command. Leap attack. Leap speed is increased with each base level. I don't know if that's going to be, if they're trying to give barbarians a teleport-like skill with that. That'll be interesting to see. Combat skills, double throw makes each weapon bounce up to 5 times, so throw barbs might be pretty strong. Warcry, radius scales with skill points, so the more skill points you have, the bigger radius you'll do. Whirlwind, we've reworked it so far to have better move speed scaling, so faster run walk will increase your movement speed while in Whirlwind. We've also reverted the attack rate to the classic style with a flat amount of hits instead of scaling off your weapon IAS. So that is pretty awesome. That means that your Whirlwind, you will move faster while whirlwinding, and you'll still be able to use big, heavy two-handed weapons like Breath of the Dying War Pikes. War Cries. Grim Ward, we already talked about. Okay, so we already talked about those ones. Paladin, nothing in defensive auras, nothing in offensive auras. Holy Light is a single target heal. Holy Nova is an AoE heal. As we saw on the first page, it looks like it also does damage. Necro Summoning skills, you have Blood Warp, consume max hit points. Cooldown can be reduced to 0 with enough points, so you can actually, infinite teleport with it, as opposed to having a cooldown. However, it uses your hit points as opposed to your mana, so that'll be interesting to see how that works out. Clay Golems have melee splash. I think that's pretty cool, especially if they keep their slow. Corpse Explosion always does 5 to 10% of corpse life. However, it has scaling flat physical and flat fire damage per level. So that's pretty interesting. It might end up, depending on how well the damage scales, you might end up being able to do ridiculous amounts of damage with it. Fire golems have Holy Fire Aura. I'm pretty sure they do right now. Golem Mastery increases the amount of golems that you can summon. I think that's really cool to have multiple golems out at one time. Nothing in Poison and Bone. Nothing in Curses. So, items. Atma's Whale is now 1 to skills, 20 faster cast rate, faster hit recovery, defense, bonus dexterity, replenish life, increase maximum mana, and magic find. Overall, that looks like a really good armor. The 1 to skills, faster cast rate, faster hit recovery, and magic find will make it very useful as a magic finder armor. With the corruption thing, being able to get 4 sockets on it, if that's a possibility in Project Diablo 2, you can put 4 Istrans in there for 120% magic find. Blink Bats, faster run walk, faster hit recovery, defense versus missile. I think that would be very good on things like Boazons and Javazons, assassins probably. Rattle Cage gives you enhanced damage, so that could be like a mini fortitude. It also gives you crushing blow. It causes monster to flee was kind of a drawback on that because you'd probably mostly be using this on a melee character. However, I guess it could be pretty good on a Boazon. Silks of the Victor, you get faster run walk on them. Mana Leech, life after kill, and 1 to skills. Overall, I think that'll be pretty good for, especially for a level 28 armor. Sparkling Mail gives between 5 and 10% lightning skill damage. That's pretty cool. Might make it usable for early to, or I guess I should say mid to early end game lightning sorceresses, as well as Javazons, things like that. Spirit Shroud. It looks like it does pretty much the same thing it does now, but cannot be frozen. Or no, I think Spirit Shroud might already have cannot be frozen. Either way, this looks like a very solid caster armor. Templar's Might gives you level 6 Might Aura, 1 to skills. Overall, I think that is a very good change. It's always kind of disappointing getting a Templar's Might, and that one actually looks like it'll be very usable. Venom Ward, -2 enemy poison resistance. Kind of like the Sparkling Mail, but for poison characters. Arachnid Mesh now has variable faster cast rate on it. So they took the cast rate and the maximum mana and made it variable. So now you have to get a perfectly rolled Arachnid Mesh for it to be compared to the one that's in game right now. Lenimo Sash, $5 to $10 resistances, and yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. I think as of right now, it's either already has $10 resistances or it only has $5 resistances. I can't remember. Snake Cord, plus to poison skill damage, so that would be very good for poison builds. Kira's Guardian, it has enhanced or minus to enemy resistances for cold, lightning, and fire. So it's like the Kira's Guardian is now, but also gives a bonus to elemental damage, so that's pretty cool. Spirit Keeper, the can roll +1 or +2, and then +2 to a random druid skill. So I think that if you get a +2 with a good skill roll on it, that will be a very, very good helmet. Viscera Taunt Defender, you get plus lightning damage on it now. I think that's pretty cool. Wall of the Eyeless, you get faster cast rate, some resistances, 5 to mana after each kill. Overall, pretty cool. That'll be good leveling shield. Nature's Peace gives you Oak Sage, which it's an O skill, so that means that you actually get the skill Oak Sage, so you can cast it yourself and should be benefited by it plus the skills. Prevent Monster Heal, I have mixed feelings about Prevent Monster Heal. It's good until you have Phoenix or if you're a Necromancer. Or not Prevent Monster Heal, the Slain Monster Rest in Peace. Prevent Monster Heal is awesome. Slain Monsters Rest in Peace, that's good until you have Phoenix or if you're a Necromancer. Plus 1 to 3 to all your max resistances, that's pretty cool. And some flat physical damage reduction. Meng Song. Overall, I think this is really cool. They made it so it's +6 to skills with 50 faster cast rate, variable minus to enemy resistances, some regenerate mana. Especially for if you slam this for 6 sockets, to have 6 sockets for facets, this could be extremely strong for quite a few different elemental builds. Skull Collector, 1 to 2 to all skills, 1 to Necro Skills, 10 to 20 mana after each kill, whole bunch of magic find. Pretty interesting. I'm not sure why they left the 1 to, or why it's got the 1 to Necro Skills on there, because even if it rolls 2 to skills, it would be +3 total to Necro Skills. And with the things like Homunculus, I don't think that that's going to see very much use. Sets, they made Berserker's set quite a bit better. You know, you get plus to skills, enhanced damage, more plus to skills, and then quite a bit more enhanced damage on the armor. So that's kind of cool. I guess it would be like a mini Fortitude. If you're able to actually upgrade set items in Project Diablo 2, this might make for a really strong build. More plus to skills, more attack rating. Overall, I think that's going to be an excellent set, especially since you can use it at level 3. Bolkathos also now has a ring, and the ring gives you enhanced damage, attack rating, lightning resist, and damage reduction. And then the part of the set bonus is cannot be frozen, so you don't have to use both Bolkathos weapons, but you do. I guess you still could use them. I don't know if there's going to be a 3-piece set bonus or not, but having the cannot be frozen with enhanced damage and using one of the swords is actually pretty cool, because you can use the one-handed sword would be good on like a Zealer or something like that. You know, one of the swords is a mythical sword, the other one is a Colossus sword. So Barbarian's the only one that can actually dual wield them. That makes this set good for a lot of different melee character options. Tankreds, you get increased attack speed, mana, charge strike, maximum lightning damage, slows target, resistances. This looks like an all-around good leveling set. You get up to 30 faster run walk on the boots, all resistances. Eternity, this makes me realize even more so that it looks like Project Diablo 2 is really trying to put a lot of focus on melee character builds as opposed to ranged characters, which will be interesting to see. If you're playing Path of Diablo right now, you know that melee builds are almost non-existent. So I'm interested to see how they play out in Project Diablo 2. This will be kind of like the Faith for melee builds, as it gives you 10% to reanimate as Wraith. You got Blind Target, Cannot Be Frozen, Slows Target, Crushing Blow, Life Leech, bunch of damage, and overall does really good damage. Indestructible. It looks like this will be a really end game rune word for a lot of melee classes. And Spirit got nerfed. So it only gives +1 to skills. Still has the same up to 35% faster cast rate. Looks like everything else is the same, other than it only adds 1 to skills. Again, it looks like they're kind of trying to nerf end-game casters and elemental ranged builds to be more on par with melee builds. I'm not sure how I really feel about that. I think it will still get a lot of use just because it's got at least 1 skill on it and the 35% faster cast rate. And then Worldstone Shard, that's going to be like your Orb of Corruption. So, monsters. Dolls will have a small delay for their death trigger. That's awesome. Dolls are my least favorite thing in all of Diablo 2, except for maybe the Maggot Lair. Mini key bosses. Blood Raven summons extra fast zombies, has Immolation Arrow, and packs of archers. There's going to be, I guess all of these will be mini key bosses. They're trying to bring back Act 1 mercenaries. I'm excited for that. Act 1 fire mercenaries will have vigor. Act 2 cold mercenaries will have meditation. Act 2 combat mercenaries will have thorns, blessed aim, or defiance. Act 3 mercenary fire ones will have cleansing. Act 3 cold ones will have prayer. And Act 3 lightning will have holy shock and static field. Overall, I'm very excited to see how those end up synergizing with some of the endgame builds. That part I'm actually really genuinely excited about. Mercenaries are also, you're able to equip them with all of the gear except for jewelry. That is also very cool. It will give you a lot more options on being able to make really good mercenaries and keep them alive. I think that that will be an excellent addition to the game, and I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Endgame maps. At least 6 new maps for solo endgame content. You can leave and come back in multiplayer games and re-enter the portal. Dungeons, extremely difficult group-based map called Dungeons for those who enjoy a challenge for bonus experience. They will require teamwork and variety of compositions such as supports, tanks, summoners, and damage dealers to clear. I'm definitely excited to see how those go down. I'm also interested to see if there's any just ridiculously overpowered builds that will be able to solo them, or if you truly will have to have a group of people to do it. Level 85 zones. Project Diablo 2 will still maintain the appeal to farm all of the original content and even incentivizing more areas. Flayer Dungeon and mini Uber areas are now level 85. Changed the way key farming works. Added secondary location for melee characters where teleport is disabled. The teleport enabled areas are Black Marsh, Arcane Sanctuary, and Plains of Despair. The teleport disabled areas are Cold Plains, Halls of the Dead, and Halls of Vought. 1 in 3 chance to drop a key. Mini Ubers do not have 100% organ drop rate. It says the goal is to have players spend less time key farming and more time organ farming. Overall, I like the idea that they're going with these changes. Having teleport disabled in these areas, I think, is another nerf to sorceresses. I mean, you can skip Halls of the Dead and Nightmare and Hell mode, so you don't really have to go there. And then you don't have to do Nihilithak, and you don't have to do Blood Raven, so you can skip these on a Sorceress, but it kind of just makes it so you don't run those things at all on a Sorceress. So, I guess we'll see. Crafting, the only thing that I have here is the corruption system. And all polearm rune words can now be made in spears. I like that. That's implemented in Path of Diablo right now. Quality of life. So we have global cooldown fixed. If you cast a spell, it won't put your other spells on cooldown. That's awesome. Loot filters allow you to see your drops on the minimap or in chat. You can also open the advanced character stat screen for more information or inspect your allies. Lobby game name filter, awesome. The ability to show variable roles on items, I think that's really cool. Displayable experience bar that tracks EXP per hour, I really like that as well. I think that is a really good idea. And you can stack up to 50 keys at town portals and ID scrolls, I really like that. That is awesome. And PvP, we plan on supporting PvP, however, it most likely won't be balanced for Season 1. You may hostile players, but both parties must agree to it. Griefing another player is not allowed in any form. This includes any form of trying to ruin another player's gameplay experience, such as trying to PK, seal popping, dirty TPs, harassing another player, etc. So it looks like you can duel, but both players have to agree to it to be able to become hostile. I think that is awesome. And again, I'm really excited for PvP. So overall, I personally am really looking forward to Project Diablo 2. I'm not really sure what to expect when it first comes out. I think that it will take a while for it to get balanced, but a lot of the changes seem extremely good. And I'm really glad that they're trying to put a focus on making melee characters viable. And I really like the bonus to endgame content with the, keeping maps like they have in Path of Diablo, as well as the dungeon content. It looks like there's more options for support-based builds. And overall, I am very excited about the entire thing. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys are going to play. Hope this video kind of helps you out if you weren't really familiar with Project Diablo 2 or what it's all about. If you've just heard it, the name dropped around the community, but not really sure what it is, this is pretty much what we got going on. So hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and good luck, have fun, and I hope to see you out there.